All right, so now we're going to continue on with our like rogue style. I'm calling this one Charlie Charlatan style game where basically you're a character and you have to run through it. So what I'm going to do actually first is make a start screen. It's really easy and quick, and we're just going to get that done first. So I'm just going to do File, New Scene. There it is. We'll just do File, Save Scene As, and Window Scenes, and we're just going to call it Start. It's our start scene. Voila. Now I'm going to go ahead and create an empty, and I'm just going to call this game controller. Okay, basically this is just going to hold the scripts. That's let's go back to assets here. It's going to hold the start screen script. So I'm just going to do create JavaScript, and I'm just going to call it start script. Give it a second to nibble on that, and then once it's good, take it, I'm going to drop it onto game controller, so it's already on there, and then I'm going to double click on it, open it up, and I am going to wait, and it's over here. As soon as this gets loaded up, it's very slow for some reason right now. There it goes. Okay, and basically I'm going to get rid of these, and I'm going to have a function called start game. Give you one guess as to what this does. So basically these are the scripts I'm going to attach to the button. So all this is going to do is application.load level, and it's going to load, if you remember we named it main, so it's going to open up that level. Oops. And then I just need another function, and that one's just going to be called quit game. Boom, and you probably guessed what this is going to do. So it's going to be the same thing, application, if I could spell, dot load, or sorry, not load level, dot quit, no arguments, and like that. I will save that, and I'm going to just exit out of these guys here, so there's no business. Okay, and that's good, and voila. So now what I need to do is actually make the UI. So I would suggest making a custom UI, just maybe use some of the assets you've already made for other things, and maybe just spread them around if you don't want to make something too custom. But I'm just going to go ahead and just make something really generic. So I'm going to start out with a UI image, and I'm just going to go over here. You see it's 1024 by 1024, so that's going to be the size of my just blank image I have here. I'm going to click on this and hold Alt and Shift to put it in the center. Now it covers the entirety of it. And I'm going to take the color and make it like mid-gray, okay, just so I have that. Yay. Now, what I'm going to do is, to this canvas, I'm going to add my buttons. So I'm going to go to Game Object, UI, and we will do a button. Okay, so you can see it here. And I am going to zero out these elements. And I'm going to click on this and go to the center. And, oops. And I'm going to take the position Y, and we're going to go positive 50. I'm going to make this, we'll say 300. And the height, I'm going to make 50. Just so it's a little... Let's do 150. That looks a little better. Okay, so I have that. And I'm going to go ahead and on it click to add something that on click what it's going to do. I'm going to drag my game controller because it has the script that I just made. And it was called start script. And it's just going to be, this one's going to be my start game. So I have start game. I'm going to rename the start game button. Start game button. Good. Voila. So that's what that one does. Now what I'm going to do is the text. It should say start. Makes sense. Make sure it's centered, and you can say I have Arial. So what is this game? This is my rogue game. It's kind of pixelated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the interwebs here, and I'm going to type in DaFont. So DAFONT.com. And then you can look up different fonts in here. There's like a bajillion of them. So let's do Stencil Army. What does that one look like? So we'll do, we'll do this one, Gunplay. Sure. Okay, I'll hit download, and we will save it. Once it's done downloading, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to extract it. So where are you? Extract all. Extract. Exit out of that. There it is here. So looks like there's two of them. So I'm going to grab this one and this one, and then I'm going to go to here. Not there, sorry. This one. Pull this to the side for a second. Okay, let's just do this. And there we go. And I'm going to make a new folder. Create folder, and I'm just going to call this one fonts. All right. And I am just going to take these and drop them in there. So now I have access to these fonts, which is fantabulous. All right. So on my text element, where it says Arial, which is ugly, I now have Gunplay 3D and RG. I'm going to do RG because I don't know what the difference is. Then we'll try 32. Looks pretty good. Centered, blah, blah, blah. That looks fine. So now when I click on that, it'll start the game. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Control D on the Start Game button to make a duplicate so I can make my Quit Game button. So Quit Game. And and I'm going to change the script. Instead of Start Game, I'm going to switch this one to Quit Game. And I will go to the text, and I am going to say quit. Beauteous. Okay. Now, the problem is they're right on top of each other, so I'm going to go back to this, and instead of positive 50, I'm going to do minus 50. All right, so it just puts it down, okay? So basically, off of center, one's a little bit above and one's a little bit low. So that's my start screen. Yay! I'm going to save that scene again. So you can do more to this, animations or what have you, make it look nicer, have other options and such. But for this, real bare necessities, starting to quit. Okay, now that I have that done, what I need to do is add this scene to my build order. So I'm going to go to File, Build Settings. You can see we have main already attached there. I'm going to hit Add Open Scene. Now this scene is also added. I'm just going to click and drag it above Start, and that's it. I just want to make sure it's part of that. And now you'll notice if I hit play, quit will not work unless the game's built, but if I hit Start, it will load up the next scene. Okay? Good. All right. So that all looks good. So I'm going to go to Assets, Scenes, and I'm just going to work on my main scene here. So we got the bare necessities of what needs to happen for that to work. Okay, so the start screen is good. Okay, so now we have a lot to do as far as this stuff is concerned. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to import a key. I'm going to make it they have to get a key before we can exit. Okay, so it'll be relatively simple. You could do other things for other pickups, but this will just give you a general idea of how to do something like that. So I need to go to my sprites, and you can see I don't have one here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. So, and where are you? 2D games maybe. Let's see. Charles, assets, sprites. Here we go. I'm just gonna drag. Okay, just gonna drag this key into there. All right, and there's my key. Good, and it has not been, okay, so I just got to take it real quick, and I'm just going to make sure it's on multiple, sprite editor, hit apply, and slice. I'm just going to hit automatic, slice, apply, done. Okay, so now I'll take this key, and I'm just going to drop it like, I don't know, over here, okay? And I'm going to take the sorting order, make it in the foreground, and just to make sure it doesn't ever, I'm just going to hit like 5, that way nothing ever gets past it, okay? So I can see it there, and that's what I got to get in order to get out here. I'm looking at my enemies, and I kind of have a lot of them, so I'm going to take this one and get rid of him, and we will take, let's see, this enemy, we'll take this one, and I'm just going to move it out of the way a little bit, and I'm going to take my player, move him down here, because this is where he should start. All right, good, and we'll minimize that. All right, so let's just go ahead and save that, because I had too many enemies. This way I just go over here and get the heck out. All right, now what I need to do is on key, I'm going to add a component called Physics 2D, and I'm just going to do a box collider. So basically, if I go up to it, it will allow me to grab it. I can edit the collider here, so it's a little bit tighter, because this way I don't have to get, oops, come on. This way I have to get a little bit closer to it, good. And turn that off, and I am going to go to Scripts, right-click, and I'm going to create a JavaScript, and this one's just going to be called key script. And basically I'm going to do this script, I'm going to create another script, create JavaScript, and we're going to call this one exit script. Okay, so I'm going to have an exit object up here, so I'm going to go ahead and create an empty, and I'm just going to call it exit. I'll just what it's going to be called, and I'm going to add a component to this as well, Physics 2D. Again, it's going to be a box collider. Here you see it there. I'm just going to drag it up here. And so basically, if the character gets here, that's considered the exit, okay? And so I'm just going to go ahead and drag the exit onto here and the key onto this script, okay? So I will open up, I guess, my key script first, and we will work on that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a variable that's going to hold the exit script, because I need to tell the exit script that the key was taken. So it's going to be exit script, and the type is going to be of exit script, okay, because it's a very specific thing. And then we're going to do a function on trigger enter 2D. So when something enters its trigger, it is going to go ahead and say if the thing that enters it, if it's other, oops, gotta put this up here, other, it's going to be, it's got to be capitalized, collider 2D. So it's going to store whatever gets collided with it. If the tag of that item is player, which is what we added that tag to our thing, to the player, we're going to say exit script dot key. I'm going to make a key property to the exit script, and we're going to say true. So basically it's going to tell that the key was taken. And we're also going to go ahead and just destroy the key so that you don't see it. And in this case, it's just going to be this game object. So basically, it's just going to, this just means what this is attached to and the game object of this. So it's just going to destroy the key so that it just disappears. We don't need it after it's been used. So I'm going to save that. Go in here, hope that it didn't crash. Okay, key is not a member of exit script because we haven't made that yet. So I'm going to open up exit script. And we're going to go in here, and I'm going to do a variable. These two scripts are pretty simple. Variable key, and it's going to be of a type Boolean. And I'm going to initially set it to false. Okay, so that script is going to call this script and turn this key onto true. All right, because basically what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say function on trigger enter 2D, just like the other one. Like when something enters the trigger here, or where something enters the trigger here for exit, this is going to get called, and it's going to say other, and it's going to be of type collider 2D. Okay, so when the collider 2D hits it, it is going to test if the other dot tag is the player. So if it has the player tag, and so two and symbols, and key is true. So basically it means if this item is true and this item is true, it's going to run this bit of code. And we don't even have to put the brackets, because it's just going to do one thing. Application dot load level, and I'm just going to have it load start. Okay, so normally what you do is that for this style game, I would do level 2 or something. Right now I have this one as my main, so I would do like level 1, level 2. So it would just go to the next level. But I'm just going to have it go back to the start level because I didn't make any more than the one. So I would suggest making multiple ones and maybe having a victory at the end. But that's kind of it. So I'm going to go back here. And now I just need to hook these up. So if I go to key, I need to take exit and I need to drop it into the exit script so it knows when to call it. So now if I go to exit here, you'll see I have this attribute called key. And when I go over to that now, oh, so the reason why that didn't work is that if you look, both exit and key, their colliders are not treated as triggers. Now we will try. Okay, well, you can see, there you go, key turned on, all right? And it also destroyed the key, so that's good. I'm going to save that. And then the next thing what I'm going to do is work on the AI here, just to make sure it works a little bit better. Because right now what'll happen is it'll get kind of like stuck. I mean, like you can see, I don't even know where he's going. He just left. He left the building. So we're going to do some things to kind of fix that, okay? But we'll do that in the next video.